There are also a lot of first-time skaters here. Here goes one. They have been dropping like flies tonight, but lots of people out here. They're having lots of... Oh, let's check in on them. Liam, buddy, how we doing?
Good.
Good? How many times have you fallen like that tonight?
1,000.
There were around 56 or 58 cattle in this thing. 12 of them got loose. They are essentially on the run now, especially on hilly side roads like these.
This is how high the water got around the back of the school here. And areas like this ramp and down into the basement were completely submerged.
Locals, not this guy, say that this is the most snow they've seen in years.
We just walked up here from Four Freedoms with this group that's at the end here. We're going to turn up the street corner, and I'm going to have Bernardo lift the camera up above his head and try to give you an idea for how wide that goes.
Now, if you want to see just how hot those embers actually are, just look behind me. Here in the 1000 block of Stewart Avenue. The other was another shooting here on the 900 block of Clay Street.
This kid was the best thing that ever happened to me. Perfect, beautiful, always smiling, just happy.
In the past week, Stephen Schaefer's life has completely changed. First, he lost his wife Braylon in a car crash last Friday on the Audubon Parkway. Injured in the crash, his 1-year-old son Weston was flown to Louisville for intensive care. But when Stephen arrived, the doctors had more bad news.
It was such an unreal moment that somebody's sitting there looking at me, telling me that this is it. His heart kept beating, his lungs kept pumping, and he was relentless.
He says after a while, Weston grabbed his finger and responded to his touch.
I think Weston was kind enough to tell his papa goodbye. Once they did the test and they declared him to be, 100% brain dead, that little heart was still beating.
Stephen's whole family was there to say goodbye.
And they were all standing in that room, watching that heartbeat, watching those lungs, and that's when I knew this was important. This is what he was supposed to do, and this is why we are all here.
Inspired by Weston's strength, Stephen offered his son's body for organ donation.
And the minute that everything went through, they told us that phone was going off.
Hundreds of calls came in, all people eager for something that could save their children's lives. Something Weston could provide.
Like my little kid, my beautiful baby boy, he was a hero, dude. He got a medal. And it's the second highest honor that just a civilian can get. It was this beautiful medal. And they wanted to let us know that your son's a hero.
Stephen was told of a 6-month-old boy who has never been able to eat.
My little ham, my little eating machine. He got Weston's tummy.
He says it's allowing him to move through grief.
That 6-month-old that's going to get to enjoy those awesome meals, we fed that tummy for 13 months. They're going to know. That was Weston Tank Samuel Schaefer's tummy in there, because he's going to be craving some chicken nuggets and some Cocoa Puffs, and they're going to be doing some grocery shopping.
Weston's donations have already helped 37 children. More are on the way.
We get to this. We can smile. We can be proud. We can be happy.
Jesse Johnson was at the center of a tornado that ripped through Earlington Friday night.
They say it sounds like a train. It's a lot worse than a train.
The storm tore his father's neighborhood just off of Hopkinsville Road to shreds.
We have multiple houses damaged in this particular area. We have a train derailment that appears to be as a result of the tornado at the same time.
Johnson says they knew about the storm too late, so they did what they could to protect themselves.
Me and my wife were in the hallway underneath the mattress, and then my mom and dad and my niece and nephew and her boyfriend was under the kitchen table.
As the winds roared, those under the table found themselves struck with bits of broken glass and debris as the front of the house was torn away.
I know I grabbed my husband's hand, and I told him I loved him, and I started praying.
The neighbors who spoke with 14 News say only a few families were in a similar situation, as most had evacuated.
But there were some people and children that were found in a bathtub that were okay.
Fortunately, most everyone was okay.
There were some injuries. Did not appear to be anything life-threatening.
But sometimes the pain felt when the dust settles is far from physical.
It got real quiet after, and I told everybody just wait, because it might not be over. So we waited a few minutes, and then we came out.
The Johnsons say they're not sure what they'll do next. They're just glad they can still do it together. As the 101st Fall Festival kicked off this week, Tri-State residents came out in droves.
Absolutely the most wonderful experience in the whole world.
For most folks, it's a tradition, and they all have their own reasons for it.
The atmosphere, the teamwork. Look at this team right here.
Teams of nonprofits operating over 130 different unique food booths and trying their best to attract customers. Some tried to raise money for Smile on Down syndrome with pure grit.
Every dollar they give me is 1 mile all bike for the charity. I'm not much for bikers. This gets to me quickly. This is my only time biking of the year. So.
Others for youth resources with fashion statements.
It is the fabulous baking costume. Real crispy, real greasy. You know how it is.
All right, are you selling bacon?
We are not.
And of course, guests came for the food.
What'd you get?
Pizza.
Pizza? What kind of pizza?
I got a pepperoni and a sausage.
Others for the rides.
Sir, where'd you get your license?
I didn't get one yet.
Oh my God. Well, all the food and activities certainly attract a lot of people, which means it can be very easy to end up lost in a crowd.
That's why Evansville police are keeping a close watch on everything, and the Vanderburgh County Sheriff's Office is giving out these wristbands. They'll write your phone number on one for your child in case you get separated.
One of us would take the band off, find the cell phone number, call the parent or guardian, big brother, big sister, and return the lost child to that person.
At the end of the day, which is the first of several, things were safe and guests seemed to have a good time.
It's a W. It's a W this year. I like it. It's good.
Yeah, what makes it a W?
Oh no, I think the food. Being with friends. Being with friends, really.
You'll have plenty of opportunities to be with your friends at Fall Festival all this week through Saturday.
Well, we're hoping for plenty more days that are W's here. We're going to be here every single day. 14 News has got you covered on all things Fall Festival. That's going to start again tomorrow morning for 14 News Sunrise. But that's all I've got for tonight. Live in Franklin Street, Brady Williams, 14 News.